Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. I hope you have clearly understood the previous topics. We are doing unit number 1 and Alhamdulillah today is our fifth and last lecture of this unit. Today we are going to do the following topics: test data, importance of testing, types of test data, verification and validation, identification and corrections of errors, trace table, and at the last one is using invalid data for testing. Let's move towards the lecture. After solving a problem, we need to test whether the solution is correct or not. And for testing, we need test data. Importance of test data. The question is, why we need to test the solution? Answer: because testing is essential to point out the defects and errors made during finding a solution of some problem. For example, a car is delivered to a customer after testing. Upon launching a new car, it is usually tested with a robot driver who hits the car with a wall. It is used to test whether the airbags and other security systems are functioning or not. Improving the solution. It also allows the car designer to suggest further security measures to reduce the damage. This test can help to make a car safe, so testing helps to improve the quality. Types of test data. Before performing a test, you need to decide what data you are going to include in your test case. It is not normally possible to perform tests with every single possible piece of data. So the developers will choose from a limited range of test data such as valid test data. It is the test data that complies with the input requirement of the algorithm. For example, if an algorithm is supposed to take a numeric value between 1 to 100 as input, then any value between 1 and 100 is a valid test data. Invalid test data. It is necessary to make sure that the solution correctly works for invalid values and shows the relevant messages. It should notify the user that the provided input is improper. Absent data. It is also important to investigate that the solution still works if less number of inputs are given than expected. For example, if a system asks to enter driving license number, then everyone cannot provide this information. It is important to see how the system reacts in such situations. Wrong data. It is wise to check how the system reacts on entering data in an inappropriate format. For example, giving an alphabet as input when a numeric value is expected. Boundary test data. A solution is tested on extreme values. For example, to calculate interest, we can consider principal amount as zero or a very huge amount. Students, it is very necessary that we should check about the test data regarding its validation and verification. So our next topic is related to verification and validation. Verification means to test if the solution is actually solving the same problem for which it was designed. So, It is process of checking that a software achieves its goal without any bugs. It is the process to ensure whether the product that is developed is right or not. It verifies whether the developed product fulfills the requirements that we have. Validation means to test whether the solution is correct or not. So, it is the process of checking whether the software product is up to the mark. It is the process of checking the validation of product. That is, it checks what we are developing is the right product. It is the validation of actual and expected product. Let's do some practice on verification and validation to clear the concept with an example. Here is a problem. We need a device that performs arithmetic operations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. The solution is calculator is the device that performs arithmetic operations such as division, multiplication, subtraction, and addition. So, it is verifying that calculator is a device that solves the problem for which it was designed. Now, we check it by performing any calculation like we multiply 2 into 4, that is 8. So, calculator performs arithmetic operation correctly. It is validation. Identification and correction of errors. Identification means locating or finding errors in a solution. For example, my school name is Divisional Public School, Model Town, Lahore. Students, carefully read this sentence and find any error or bug in it. Good, you got it. The spelling of school and town are incorrect. So it is an identification of errors. Next is correction, means removing the identified errors of the solution. So we remove these errors after correction of these spellings. It is a correction of identified errors. If an algorithm is failed during verification, then it is important to identify the root cause of failure and then to correct it. For this purpose, we have to use the trace table method. A trace table is a technique used to test algorithms in order to make sure that no logical error occur while the algorithm is being processed. What does logical error mean? It means the solution is working but not giving required results. It can be quite hard to spot unless a program is tested thoroughly. For example, if a programmer wrote this variable months in year has value 13, 356 divided by value of months in year, that is 13, it would give you an answer 27.38. However, it would give an incorrect answer. There are only 12 months in a year. Let's do an example of trace table. Display Pakistan 3 times. First, I will show the flowchart and algorithm for this problem. Students, do you remember this flowchart and algorithm as we have discussed both in our previous lecture? Now we will take help from these to understand the trace table. We write highlighted variable names in each column header like count, count equal count plus 1, condition, count is less than or equal to 3, and output. By following the steps of flowchart and algorithm, we will fill this trace table. As you can see that at first stage in the first column we are taking variable count as 1, and without validation we are doing to print Pakistan as output first time. Next step, we add 1 in variable count. Now count becomes 2. In third column, we will check the condition for its validation, whether the value of count is less than or equal to 3. Answer is yes. So we move toward the third step of algorithm and print Pakistan second time. Again, on step 4, we add 1 in variable count and it becomes 3. Next step, check its validation. 3 is less than or equal to 3? Answer is yes. Again, move towards step number 3 and print Pakistan third time. Move towards fourth step and increase the value of variable count by 1 and check again. 4 is less than or equal to 3? Answer is no, it's greater. Here the loop is terminated, and if we see at the output column, the word Pakistan is written 3 times. Here we got the solution without having any logical error, and it is verifying by the trace table. Using invalid data for testing. For example, if an algorithm requires your age in number of days, but you give date of birth as input, then the algorithm may not work properly. The purpose of testing using invalid test data is to detect such situations. In above example, error message is shown as output. The benefit of using invalid data: this kind of testing helps you to improve the quality of solution. Let's do exercise on page number 30. Choose the correct option. Number 1. Which solutions are not reached through proper algorithms or work planning? Number 1. Prepared solution. Number 2. Candid solution. Number 3. Strategized solution. Number 4. Best solution. The correct answer is candid solution. Number 2. Dash is a graphical representation of an algorithm. First option is matrix, second graph, third flowchart, fourth solution. The correct answer is flowchart. Number 3. Which symbol in the flowchart is used to either start or end the flowchart? First, terminal, second, connector, third, process, fourth, decision. Correct answer is terminal. Number 4. Dash means to test if the required solution is there. Number 1. Verification. Number 2. Algorithm. Number 3. Validation. Number 4. Flowchart. The correct answer is verification. Number 5. In a dash arrow, the solution is working but not giving required results. Random errors, logical error, syntax error, runtime error. The correct answer is logical error. Fill in the blanks. Number 1. Before problem solving, we need to first dash a problem. Answer is, before problem solving, we need to first define a problem. Number 2, an algorithm produces a defined set of dash. Answer is, an algorithm produces a defined set of instructions. Number 3, a flowchart utilizes various dash and dash to map out the order of steps. The answer is, a flowchart utilizes various symbols and signs to map out the order of steps. Number 4, in flowcharts, symbol diamond is used to show a dash. Answer is, the flowchart symbol diamond is used to show a decision. The last one is, dash is used to test the solutions. Answer is, test data is used to test the solutions. Students, here we have completed our first unit. Thank you for watching video and take care. Allah Hafiz.